Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this one. This is a Christmas Porter. Merry Christmas everyone, from myself, Rocker, and Rocker's best friend, Bailey Boo. Let's see what this beer's like, shall we? Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today it's very Christmassy. We've got the tree here, I've got my dog here that's decided he's going to join in on the video, and hopefully he's going to be his best behaviour. There may be a few barks, but you know, got to expect that with a dog. This is his first time on video. So I'm going to be drinking a Christmas beer, and this is this one here. This is by Lervig, which are, you know, Scandinavian brewery, and it's called Christmas Cream because it's Christmas. So let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass. Now, one thing we noticed with this beer was that it had the can is much bigger. Oh, Bailey, look, that was exciting, isn't it? It's much bigger than a normal 440ml can, even though it says it's 440. So I don't know if that's for the Nitro, but we're going to hopefully pour this out and have no issues at all. It's a Nitro, so you should be able to just pour it straight like that. Bailey's watching it very carefully. Oh, he's licking his lips as well. So, beer in a glass. Yes, Bailey, that smells good, doesn't it? Should we check some aromas out? What do you reckon? Smells good? Yeah. Well, it smells very Christmassy. It's very, it's got cinnamon and sort of nutmeg. Yeah, lots of different aromas in there. Let's see what it tastes like, shall we? Cheers. It's quite pleasant, actually. It's a Nitro, so the actual carbonation is fairly soft. Obviously, it's because of it's in a Nitro can. It's fairly soft. I think Bailey's going to leave us now, so we can do the proper review. There we go. So it's quite soft. There's definitely a taste of Christmas in there. It's quite light though, at the same time. In terms of the sort of flavours in there, it's not as bitter. You know, it's almost like a Guinness really, but there's a sort of Christmassy element to it. Let's have another taste. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some cloves, a little bit of cinnamon, a bit of nutmeg, but they're quite subtle. It's not as overpoweringly a Christmas beer as I thought it would be, but it's damn good. I mean, you look at that. I always like Nitro type of beers because, you know, you get a nice jet black colour, you get a head that's going to retain all the way through. The thing is, with a lot of stouts, the head disappears if it's not a Nitro stout, and I think that, you know, you get a better taste through that. It's really easy drinking as well. So it has those elements in there of Christmas, really. It's only the alcohol is 5.3%, so it's quite low for a stout anyway. But it makes it a lot more easy drinking. It's a great drink to start your Christmas off with a bang. So, cheers everyone. Christmas Porter by Lervig. Nice, soft, easy drinking, no bitterness. I mean, I could drink a few of these. I'm always at the point where I think this is probably one of the best stouts I've had. It's very, very light for a stout. You still have got that unmistakable stout taste to it, but the maltiness is a little bit dialed back. The bitterness is dialed back to almost no bitterness. It's just quite soft, and you've just got those subtle sort of Christmassy sort of flavours in there, like a Christmas cake, with all those sort of, you know, those sort of Christmassy sort of dried fruits, with all those sort of spices that you would expect. Really nice. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Christmas Cream. It's a Nitro Porter from Lervig, coming in at 4.7%. It's a rather pleasant beer, actually. First things first, though, aroma. So it had those sort of aromas of Christmas. So cinnamon, nutmeg, they were the sort of little spices in it. But they weren't overpowering. They were, you know, quite subtle. And they didn't sort of go into the actual flavour as well. But a really nice sort of aroma. I'm giving it 13 out of 20. Then the appearance. Well, if we look at it, it's, you know, as you would expect from a stout. Dark black. It's got a nice head, as you would expect from a Nitro beer. Obviously, it retained the head all the way down. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour-wise, well, for a stout, stout or porter, it's very sort of low in alcohol, but it makes it very easy to drink. The nitro element, I think, is essential to give that nice smoothness. And even though it has those sort of Christmassy sort of spicy sort of aromas in there, they're not overpowering, so it tastes like overly nutmeggy or overly cinnamony. It's just a nice porter that actually goes down really well. So I'm giving it a 34 for flavour. Value for money, well, this cost about £4.5. It's only 4.7%, so I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 for value for money. And then my overall experience, well, I think this is quite nice. I'd almost go as to say it's one of the best sort of stouts, porters that I've had for on the channel. It's quite low alcohol, but because it's nitro, it doesn't have that sort of thinness. It has a creaminess about it, and that makes it all that much more enjoyable. And the Christmassy sort of, you know, the aromas and the flavours with the cinnamon and the nutmeg. They're there, but they're not they don't overpower the drink, so don't make it too gimmicky. And I think it's quite an enjoyable beer to drink. It's very easy drink. It's very light to drink. So 14 out of 20. And then we top those scores up and we get a damn good, respectable 76 out of 100. 76, it's a white snake beer. So what we're going to do with a 76? Well, we're going to slide it in slow and easy. So, Merry Christmas. And until the next one, keep on rocking.